If you're an international student, a foreign worker, or a person who plans to get PR in Ontario, you need to stop what you're doing right now and listen to this. As of June 26, 2026, an Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, the OINP, has undergone a massive redesign that we were all expecting as of May 30th. They have officially closed 8 of their most popular immigration streams, including master's graduate, PhD graduate streams, employer job offer streams, foreign worker stream, in-demand, and international student stream, as well as express entry streams. If you had an expression of interest waiting in the pool to be invited, it will be withdrawn in the next couple of weeks. But please do not panic. Today, I'm going to break down exactly what the new system looks like, what the new Ontario Workforce Priority system is, and what you need to do right now in order to be ready when the program opens later this summer. I'm Daria Grabchuk, a registered Canadian immigration consultant, and let's get into the facts, what we actually know as of today. First, let's talk about what is gone. Ontario has officially closed the employer job offer streams for workers, foreign workers, international students in demand skills. They also closed the master's, PhD graduate streams and several express entry streams. Why did they do this? The province stated that they want to streamline the pathways, retain proven talent, and raise the bar for the language and education. Now, if you have already received an invitation to apply and you submitted your OINP application, you are safe. Please do not worry. Your application will be processed under the old rules. But if you were just sitting in expression of interest pool, waiting for a draw, that expression of interest will be automatically withdrawn in the next couple of weeks. The system is closed, so you cannot really register right now your expression of interest. So now let's talk about the most important. So what is replacing all of those 8 streams that we used to know for a long time? So later this summer, Ontario will launch one consolidated stream called the Ontario Workforce Priority Stream. This stream is broken down by your NOC TEER category. Let's look at the pathway for TEER 0, 1, 2, 3. And remember, this is the second digit of your NOC code. And to choose the correct NOC code is crucial when it comes to economic types of immigration. This is skilled workers, so TEER 1, 0, 2, and 3, skilled workers who have a full-time permanent job offer in Ontario. It does not have to be LMIA, right? When people hear job offer, they think LMIA. No, it doesn't have to be LMIA. So the bar has been raised here. To be eligible, now you need 3 things. Number 1, work experience. You must have either 6 months consecutive, without gaps, months of experience in the last 12 months with the same employer that given you job offer. And if you are a recent Ontario graduate, that drops to 3 consecutive months. Or if you don't have that, you still need those 2 years of cumulative experience in the last 5 years in that specific NOC code occupation, the same rules like we had before. But remember about those 6 and 3 months right now. Number 2, language. Yes, they have added language for foreign worker stream. Now you need minimum Canadian language benchmark, also known as CLB, of 6. For a few occupations, a CLB 5 might be accepted, but please aim for 6. So my suggestion to those people who, I have a number actually of people who created their foreign worker stream without language, or their language was like 3, 4, 5. So we will see the actual changes, but aim for 6. Take this time before the program launches. Take this time, this 1 or 2, 3 months to get your English to CLB 6. Number 3, education. You must hold a post-secondary degree or diploma. So as you remember, in a foreign worker stream, there was no requirement to have a post-secondary. So now, reach out to VES, like World Education Services, get your ECA credentials done if you haven't done so already. So this is a big shift. It means you can't just rely on a job offer anymore. Your language and education must back it up as well. So now let's talk about the TEER 4 to 5 pathway. So if you're working in TEER 4 or 5 occupation, remember it's a second digit, right? And there is a pathway for you, assuming you have a full-time permanent job offer. So if you remember before in demand, there were specific NOC codes according to the location of the job offer. So there was GTA and outside of GTA and like all over Ontario, right? So now these requirements slightly different, and I think they're for better, meaning for new, let's say in demand is closed, but now all other knocks, according to today's announcement, we'll see if more announcement coming up later, but according to what we see right now, everything should be working. So this is great. So still, let's talk about what is required from you. You still need those 9 months of cumulative experience in last 2 years with the employer offering you job offers, not 3 years, 2 years. For language, the requirement is CLB4, still the same. For education, you need Canadian secondary education, diploma or equivalent, still the same, right? So high school diploma. And also very importantly, your wage must meet the minimum wage for your occupation in Ontario based on the location of the job offer. Also, a quick note for healthcare professionals. There is a specific streamlined pathway for self-employed physicians, which is great, who hold provincial, academic or independent certificate with CPSO and can bill OHIP. So you don't even need a job offer. So this is great. There is one piece of excellent news for businesses outside of the big cities, census metropolitan areas. So if you're an employer in the rural communities, which Ontario defines as census division with a population under 150,000 people, the province is lowering the gross annual revenue requirement. This is going to make it much easier for smaller regional businesses to sponsor their foreign workers they desperately need. So the new EOI, Expression of Interest system, is expected to reopen later this summer. That gives you a very short, unfortunately, window to pivot your strategy and get everything ready. Because sometimes ECA takes a couple months to get ready. I saw cases 6 to 8 months because there were some complications, let's say. And let's remember, summer holidays, people take time off. So if you were relying on all master's graduate or foreign worker stream, international student in demand, you now need to look at how you fit into these new pathway for Ontario, right? So do you have the required work experience? Do you need to retake your IELTS or CELP PTA core to hit that CLB6? Do you need to get an educational credential assessment for your foreign degree? Do not wait until the portal opens to figure this out. The first few draws under new system are often unpredictable, and some people get very lucky, right? So what I want you to do is have everything ready, system opens, you register, and you maximize your chances of getting an invitation because you're the first one, right? Navigating complete program redesign is incredibly stressful, believe me, but you don't have to do it alone. If you're currently working in Ontario and trying to get PR in Ontario under PNP, because, for example, you're no longer the best candidate for express entry, you need to know about these new rules and how they affect your PR chances. Reach out to my firm, send me DM, send me a message, send me email, and I specialize in people in Ontario. I'm actually in Ontario myself, so if you're studying in Canada, if you're working and you wanted to call Ontario your permanent home and Canada, so I'll be happy to help you. So my email is in the description below. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share it with anyone who is trying to get PR in Ontario. I'm Daria Grabchuk, and I'm so happy you're here, and I'll see you in the next video.